If you keep losing money chasing parlays, this is the video that fixes it. And I already know what you're telling yourself. You one big slip away from being even, you're not. That parlay is the exact reason you never build nothing, and I'm finna show you why. In the next few minutes, I'm finna show you exactly how I make real money betting straight bets, what it looks like with your own money, and the system I use to turn saved cash into a record that actually grows. How I set my bankroll, how I size a bet, how I pick a game, and how I track every play. And I'm not here to sell you a dream or flash you some lotto slip that I hit one time like every other capper in this space. Everybody out here posting a 1 parlay that cashed and hiding the 10 that did it. I show you the green and the reds. I post my losing streaks out loud. That's the difference. Back in the day, I built my bankroll all the way up to 40K. Then I rushed the process before a Miami trip instead of trusting it. And I lost all of it. Every dollar. So I learned the game and I rebuilt the whole thing on straight bets. Now this is coming from somebody who's actually been broke off the same thing you doing right now. So stay with me to the end, because the last thing I break down is the exact bankroll math. The real number for the most I'll ever put on one straight bet off a 3K bankroll. And the simple rule behind it. So stay tuned to the end and let's get straight into it. Now the first thing I want to go over is parlays. Now I know everybody watching this video has lost a parlay by one leg. And y'all can let me know in the comments. Be truthful though. But that I was close, let me run it back tomorrow feeling. Sit in that feeling for a second, because that feeling is the whole trap working exactly how it's built to. The sports books make most of its money off parlays, not straight bets. They actually hate the people who prioritize straight bets because they outsmarted the books. But the people who do parlays, oh y'all they favorite customers. And look, parlays ain't a scam. You can hit them, but it's the hold. Every leg you stack, the book bakes more edge in. On the straight bet, the house edge is small, just the juice on the line. Stack 4 or 5 legs and the real hold blows way past that. You're getting paid less than what the true odds say you should. And look, I get it. You know, a long parlay at plus 700 odds feels like a big payout. But for the risk you're taking, the fair payout is bigger than what they hand you. That gap is their profit. Do it every night and you're feeding them over and over and over again. Some of y'all be thinking, man, I lost by one leg, bro. I'm going to get them tomorrow. Oh my God, I almost hit, man. Let me come back tomorrow. Like, y'all really be happy that y'all lost by one leg and then y'all keep coming back and coming back and coming back. That's the trap. That almost is the point. They want you to lose by one leg every night because then they know you're going to show up again tomorrow and the next day and the next day. You see what I'm saying? Now, let me be clear with y'all, bro. I'm not saying you can't never bet on a parlay, you know what I'm saying? You could throw a little lunch money on a parlay here and there, but you don't want to make it your main thing. And knowing that the parlay is the leak and the parlay is the problem doesn't fix anything. You need something to put that money on instead, and that's the straight bet system. And that full system is in the free video in the description. Now, next up, I want to go over how your betting bankroll is what you can afford to lose, not what's in your entire bank account. Most people bet their whole bank account in their head. That's gambling. I bet a defined number. Your bankroll is what you can afford to lose, not rent money, not money you need to pay bills, not money that you have for your car payment, not everything that's sitting in your account. If you got $7,000 in the bank, but you can only afford to lose $3,000, then your betting bankroll is $3,000, not $7,000. And this one move is what flips it from gambling to investing. You're running a business with a set amount of capital. You bet to build, not for fun. And look, man, when I was losing, I was putting 1,000 on a bet with only 7,000 to my name and no defined bankroll. That's how you go broke even while you're winning. So you want to set the number every month. That's your capital for the month, and you don't go past it for whatever reasons. Now look, defining the bankroll is step one, but the math to figure out how much goes on each play is what I'm saving for the end. And the full system is in the breakdown. And if you're sitting there realizing you've been betting your whole bank account in your head, that's actually a good thing because most people never even catch it. I did the same exact thing before it clicked for me. But seeing the problem and actually running a system that fixes it is two completely different things. So I took the whole straight bet system I used to rebuild everything after I lost it all and broke it down in a free video for you. It's the first link in the description. So when you're done here, go watch that and you'll have the whole picture instead of just this one piece. Now the next thing I want to go over is how I actually find a play. Most people open the app and bet what looks good to them, but I have an order that I run every single time. Now the first app that I use is the CBS Sports app, and I use this app just to see what time games come on so I can see how long I have to research and also structure my day around it. Then I open Action, and that's where I read line movement, see who the public is on and who the sharps are on. But the main thing I'm checking is who the money is on and if the line is moving in their favor. If most of the money is on one side but the line is not moving that way, then something is off. And that's a potential spot to fade the public. Only when it makes sense though, not just to do it. And the whole thing takes you 15 to 30 minutes a game once you got it down pat. Now showing the steps is one thing, but the full read, what that line move is actually telling you, that takes a lot of repetition. The exact method lives in the system, not in one video. Now this next part is the one that most people get completely backwards, and it's probably costing you more than anything else we've talked about. Because the way you read a line move is the difference between betting on a hunch and betting on something real. So stay with me. Now look, line movement doesn't pick the game for you. It confirms what your research already found. Every spot is different. In basketball, line movement is the first thing you look at. 9 times out of 10, you probably won't touch a game without it. In baseball, line movement is the last thing you want to look at. And also, let me make something else clear for y'all. Playoffs are for the sharps. In the playoffs, there's less value in the line, so you're betting more off your own read. So be careful there. And look, the full way you read a line move start to finish is the part that takes the most reps. And that's inside the system, not something anybody masters off one breakdown. Alright, this last one is the exact bankroll math. The real number for the most I'll ever put on a straight bet. And the simple rules that keep me from ever going broke off one cold streak. Now this is the part that holds the whole thing together, so pay attention. But you want to make sure that you bet 1 to 5% of your bankroll on one play. That range is your unit size. So if you have a $3,000 bankroll, 1% of that is $30. So that would be 1 unit. 5% is $150. So that's the most that you would ever be putting on one straight bet with a $3,000 bankroll. Not $1,000, not your last, $150 max. Now another method that you could use to see how much you should be betting every day is to take your bankroll and divide it by 30 days. So $3,000 over 30 days is $100 a day max. Now I'm gonna be honest and transparent. I don't love this method because it only works when you're winning. Now the percentage method is the one to run. Now, whenever y'all place a bet, I want y'all to make sure that y'all using bankroll management because you don't want to bet your last. And when you go on a cold streak and you drop maybe 3 or 4 games in a row, take a step back and ask yourself, was it a bad read or was it a good read? Maybe take a day, kick your feet up, and go get something to eat. Go clear your head a little bit. But what you don't do is switch up your entire system just because you took a few losses. Because I be telling y'all all the time, man, losses are inevitable. You're going to take losses if you want to be a sports bettor. But the same system that went 9-0 and 15-3, you don't abandon it on a cold night. And look, bro, when you win it, you don't want to get too high. And when you losing, you don't want to get too low. Because I'm telling you, bro, it can all change in the blink of an eye. So stay disciplined and lock in. Now, the full protocol for climbing out of a deep cold streak without blowing your entire bankroll is its own thing. And that's inside the system. And look, just doing what we covered today, taking straight bets, defining your bankroll, sizing it right, that already puts you ahead of most people out there. But I'm finna be real with you about what usually happens next. People learn this, they fix a couple things, they catch a couple wins, and then they hit a cold streak. Then they run right back to lotto parlays and back to their old habits in one night. And it's never because they're not capable. It's because they had a few pieces instead of the full system that holds up when it goes bad. That's exactly why I broke my whole approach down start to finish in a free video for you. And it's the first link in the description. Now, I'm not going to sell you a dream, though. This ain't for everybody. If you're looking to turn $5 into $500K overnight, that's not me. You can keep scrolling. But if you're ready to treat this like a real skill and put in the reps, go watch that breakdown right now and you'll see exactly how it all fits together. But it's your boy Dez. I'm imdesTV, the best TV, and I'm out.
I ran it up, I had to get it. Feeling want no option, had to change up my decision. I don't want no problems, but I go crazy over bitches. If I started, I'ma finish. No, I got complete the mission.